Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honors and praises and glory belongeth to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Wahavakar Kodash. And double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teaches truth well and that continue to teach us truth well. And to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few brothers and sisters listening and also learning across the globe. And I want to say to Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for giving me another day to get out here. And it's later than usual, but I'm out here. This is what matters. So Salakia about me being late, but I'm out here, and Lord willing, this can be edifying to the hopeful elect. So we're going to start off with Psalms, because there's a lot of things going on. If you've been looking at the prophecies, there's a lot of things going down. Okay, a hell of a lot of things if you've been watching the news. And the first thing I want to start off with, if you haven't noticed, the people out here, okay, they're back out on the roads. Okay, things have opened up again. The stores have opened up. Okay, but guess what? That's a full sense of comfortability. So I want to go into Psalms 64, and Lord willing, this to be edifying. So we're going to start off on Psalms 64. So this is Psalm 64. Yeah, start at 4. Hear my voice, O Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So this is a prayer. This is a psalm, a prayer of David, a song, because that's what Psalms mean. Song. This was a song of David. Okay. Oh, hear my prayer. Okay. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. So the elect, they're going to be preserved from what? For the fear of the enemy. We ain't got nothing to fear. Why are you fearing Esau? You're supposed to fear the man that controls man. You're supposed to fear the entity that controls man. Don't fear man. A lot of individuals are teaching what? The fear of man. No, fear Yahweh Shai, who controls man, who controls men's steps. Okay? Let's go to Psalm 64. And 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Because the elites, they're having secret councils. They're having secret meetings. Okay? So we want to be hidden. Okay, what's their councils? The Bilderberg meetings, Council of Foreign Relations, number 10 Downing Street. These are all meetings. The NATO summit meetings. These are all secret councils about what they're going to do next. The scripture saying, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Okay? From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So, who's the insurrection of the workers of iniquity? And what does insurrection mean? Uprising. Okay? So what? The elites, they're causing an uprising amongst us. Okay? So hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. So the elites, they're the ones with the secret counsel and the insurrection of the wicked. This is going to be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Okay? From the workers of iniquity. And who are the workers of iniquity? The elites. It tells you that in Micah 2:2. Woe unto them that devise iniquity upon their bed. When the morning is light, they practice it, because this is in the power of their hands. That's how we know the workers of iniquity, they're the elites, they're the banking families. Okay? From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, and that's spiritual, because as soon as I said that, what do you have? A helicopter over our head. A military helicopter. Okay? But the elect are going to be preserved. Okay, from the perils, from the danger, from the calamity. Okay? who wet their tongue like a sword. So when it says wet their tongue, what does that mean? They're coming up with different legislations, different laws. That's Esau wetting his tongue. Okay? That's that deceit. Okay? So they wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows. Even bitter words. So they do it, it's letting you know with bitter words. Okay? With lies, with deception. Okay? Through legislations. Okay? But they may shoot in secret at the perfect. So Esau, he's shooting. Okay? At the perfect. And the perfect are the elect. How are they perfect? Through Yahushua. So this is what Esau, the elites, are doing on the left-hand side. They're shooting at us. Secretly. Okay? The elites, they're shooting at us. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the elite banking families. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him. And fear not. Okay? So when they're doing these things in secret, there's no fear before their eyes. Okay? They're not thinking of the repercussions. They're not thinking of who sees them, which their Heavenly Father sees them. But there's no fear before them when they're doing these things. And fear not. So they don't fear. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. What's that evil matter? A matter is a purpose. So if you're encouraging someone, you're promoting, you're spurring it on. Okay, so they encourage themselves, they promote. Okay? They spur each other on. Okay? This is what they're doing. This is what the elites are doing. They commune of laying snares. So what does commune mean? They get together. And so lucky if I'm a bit, you may be thinking, well, I'm a bit slightly reading slower because I've got new scriptures. Well, somewhat. I've had this Bible for a few months. About, I don't know, a few months, nearly a year. But I'm still getting used to it. Okay, so they commune of laying snares, privily. So what are them snares? Them snares are traps. So this is what Esau is laying, traps, snares. Why do you lay a trap? To catch something. Okay, so this is what the elites are doing, laying a snare, laying a trap for the children of Israel. And they also do that by the media. Okay. This is what they do. Okay. Privily, they say, who shall see them? So this is the mindset of the elites. They're thinking, well, who's going to see us? Because they've been doing it for years, hundreds of years, laying traps, laying snares, orchestrating particular things. So that's what they say. Who shall see us? Nobody's going to see. Not knowing that Yahushua sees. Okay? They search out iniquities. So what's them iniquities that are being searched out? Huh? Sin. Okay? Your father's lying. You know, your family lying. Tavistock agenda. They do what they search out iniquities. Esau has think tanks. Okay. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. So, at least they could just say, look, we want you to research this. You've got Esau, he's got particular technicians, whether that be concerning computing, engineering, agriculture, mind psychology. Esau has had people that have studied the brain for 100 years. Okay? They accomplish a diligent search. So when they do searches, it's diligently. And one of them searches is what? On the mind of men. How men think. Which goes into what? Psychology, which goes into Tavistock agenda. Okay? So Esau has done these searches. He studied it. And this is why he's able to what? Say, look, lockdown, nah, lift off that lockdown. Put the lockdown back on again. Because he studied what? The minds of the people. Even the lockdown in itself was a psychological, what? Study of what people would do. You know? Because they kept notes of how many people were keeping it, how many people were not keeping it. So this is a what? A psychological study. Both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So it's very deep. Their searches. Okay, they search into little. You got Esau that even has individuals that study little microorganisms. You know? Yeah, this man. That's why we call Esau a mad scientist. But who's the ultimate scientist? Yahweh Shai. So Esau, yeah, he can search out things. But who's the ultimate scientist? Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai. Okay. That's why the scripture says they are wiser than Daniel. Verse 7, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. And what's that arrow? Huh? The arrow is what? The nuclear missiles. Okay, which is really an extension of Yahweh Shai, because who's controlling them missiles? Yahweh Shai through the angels. Okay? And them arrows represent what? The missiles. Okay? Suddenly, should they be wounded? So all of a sudden, the people are going to be wounded. Okay? Especially the majority of people that were in the land of America. They're going to be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. And everybody's going to know that this man's the devil the Bible speaks of. Everybody's going to know when it all breaks loose. When all hell breaks loose. Okay? All that they see them shall flee away. So every nation is going to flee. From what? Babylon. From America. Okay? They're going to flee away. Okay? And that's part of prophecy, what? World War III, all of these things. But we're sticking on to the topic of Esau. Esau and his psychology, how he got the people fooled. I posted up yesterday how there was, everybody was back out in West End, drinking, having a laugh. Okay? But all it takes is just one event, or Esau to say, yeah, it's the so-called COVID virus is leaked out again, and have you locked up again. So he's controlling the minds of the people. This is a psychological attack on the minds of the masses. Okay? And this is spiritual as well. Let's go to Psalm 61 and 11. Give us help from trouble, which Yahweh says is going to give us help from what? The trouble we are in. Okay, from danger. Okay. For vain is the help of man. So Esau, he seems to make it out that he's for your health, for your well-being, when he's not. The scripture says, vain is the help of man. This man can only go so far. Vain. Okay, who does that help come from? Yahweh Shai. That's who our help comes from. Okay. Let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms. Because this is all a part of Esau's agenda. Let's go to Psalms 38 and 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yeah. Just a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Okay. But before that happens, before that plays out, Babylon has to be destroyed first. Okay. But the meek shall inherit the earth. Okay. Who are the meek? The humble. They're going to inherit the earth, and that's another part of the truth as well. Humility. Okay, a brother done the video up on that. Humility. With you being humble, that's how you're able to grow and learn more. Thou shalt diligently consider his place, which is Babylon, and it shall not be. Okay. Consider. That means regard. Think upon. America's going to be what? A burning fiery lake. Okay. But the meek shall inherit the earth. And that's the truth. The meek are going to inherit this earth. The humble. Okay. And the meek are what? The hopeful elect. Okay. And all delight themselves in the abundance of peace, which is what? The kingdom. It's going to be abundance of peace for the children of Israel. Okay. Verse 12, the wicked plotteth against the just. Okay. Now who are the wicked? Esau, Edom. And you can also correlate this with the wicked of our people. They're also plotting as well. Okay. So the wicked plotteth, what's another word for plot? Scheme. Okay. So how are they scheming? Through what? Their secret agendas. Okay, through their secret operations. They're scheming. Okay, by their secret councils. That's a scheme, that's a plan. That's an imagination. Okay. And gnasheth upon him with his teeth. So don't think for 1 minute that Esau, Edom, the banking elites are not watching this and gnashing their teeth and feeling a particular way. Because guess what? They are. The elites, the banking elites are watching our videos and they're gnashing their teeth and they're losing their minds. Yeah, you best believe that. That's why Esau's what? He's sending his agents, you know, his spies, and all types of things. But they can't stop the work. The scripture says if this work be of nothing, if it be of men, it shall come to naught. Okay, so this work is going to play out. Okay, let's go back to where we are. Verse 13, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. So Lord Yahweh is going to laugh at you, the Edomites, you devils. Okay, because your time is coming. Okay, and this man knows it. That's why it says in Revelation 12 and 12, the devil knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay. Devil knows. That's why he's trying to shut down his work. That's why he's messing with brothers' channels, tampering, selling his box, because he knows he has a very, very, very short time. The wicked have drawn up the sword and bent their bow. Okay, that's what Esau's doing. drawing out the sword. Why do you draw out a sword? To slay your enemy. So really, Esau wants us dead. And who's to say he hasn't tried particular things? Who's to say he hasn't hired someone to take you out? You'd be surprised. That's why, look, the men of the Lord, they got a hedge around them. Who's to say he hasn't set up certain scenarios? That's why you want to be in this word continually. Because if you're not in Yahweh Shai, then you're not protected. And I've bent their bow. There's that word bow. So even when you're bending a bow, what's it for? To injure your target. So the elites, what are they looking to do? Injure. To do us harm. Right now they're listening, but the whole thing is their whole mindset is they need to get rid of us. That's how Esau's thinking. We need to get rid of these guys. Because we're exposing the lies. We're exposing the sorcery. We're exposing his agenda. Okay? To cast down the poor and the needy. And to slay such as we have an upright conversation. So who's really the ones on this earth with an upright conversation? It's the elect, the hopeful elect. Because our conversation is what? According to what? Righteousness. According to what? The scriptures. So Esau does not like that. Okay? He would rather we be niggers. He would rather that. You see? A nigger ain't a threat to Esau. Okay? He'd rather we just be simple. See, Esau delights in that. When a nigger's simple, Esau delights in those things. Okay? He delights in our people being simple, because as long as our people are simple and foolish, he's able to rule over you. As long as you're enlightened and you wake up, well, he can't really rule over your mind. Maybe in the physical, but not over your mind. Okay? So that's why there's a saying in the world, knowledge is power. Okay? Knowledge is power. Okay, so now you wake up, you know how to use this knowledge. And Esau knows, because he paid millions to keep this word sealed up. Okay? Millions. So he's thinking, nah, how did they find out? They tried everything they can to stop us from waking up to this truth. Their sword shall enter into their own hearts, and their bows shall be broken. So that sword is their own devices. Okay, and the destruction they tried to put upon us is going to turn right back upon them. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Sham, Yahweh Shai. Okay. A little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked. So the little, bear me a minute. So a little that a righteous man have, and what's the little we have? Really, I see it as a lot. This wisdom. So even in the little of wisdom of understanding you have, it's more than anything that Esau has. Okay. Even the most little of understanding of the scriptures you have, it's more than anything Esau has. Okay. More than the riches of many wicked. Okay. Because the riches of the wicked are not going to what? Prevail. And if you got riches by a wicked manner, then it's all in vain. You know? If how you get riches is by a wicked way, then that means it's all in vain. It's going to come crashing down. Because the elites, they didn't get their money by working hard. Just working hard, knuckling down. They got it by deceit. Okay, they didn't get it by just working hard. The Rothschilds, the elite banking families, they got it by what? Pillaging, stealing, robbing, murdering. Because when they went to the shores of America, what did they do? They murdered, they stole, they lied. It's in the history. Okay? This is what they done. Okay? For the arms of the wicked shall be broken. Okay? So Esau, what does the arms represent? Power. So Esau's power is going to be broken. Okay? The arms of the wicked shall be broken. And the arm represents power, because with your arm you can do things. So what? His power is going to be broken, his strength is going to be broken. Okay? But the Lord shall upholdeth the righteous. So the righteous, which are the hopeful elect, are going to be what? Upheld. Okay? But the arms of the wicked are going to be what? Broken. Your elite banking families. Okay? The wicked. Verse 18, the Lord Jehovah shall know if the days, okay, of the upright. He already knows the days, okay, of the upright. Okay, what they're going to be doing, how things are going to play out. He already knows. Okay. And their inheritance shall be forever. The elect, they're going to have a sure inheritance. And what's the elect? What's their inheritance going to be? The elect inheritance is going to be what? The kingdom of heaven. Not this shit you see around you. These big buildings, people packed up like sardines. You know? Contamination, pollution. No. So the elect, they already have an inheritance. Okay? We're going to have clean weather, clean air, clean fields. We're going to have food. We're going to have slaves. We're going to have merchandise. All these things we're going to have. And even more. We're going to have women. We're going to have all these things. Abundance. Okay? If we endure. Okay? See what else we got. Verse 19, they shall not be ashamed. So guess what? The hopeful elect, they're not going to be ashamed in these times to come. The elect are going to have a sure foundation. Okay? They shall not be ashamed. Everybody else is going to be ashamed, but the elect are not going to be ashamed. Because they're going to have a sure foundation. And their foundation is going to be in Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, these scriptures should be boosting one's faith. Okay? Big time. This should be boosting your faith. Okay? Knowing that the elect are not going to be ashamed, which we always say, hopeful elect. Okay? In the evil time. So what's the evil time? Jacob's trouble. Okay? Jacob's trouble is the evil time. So you've got individuals worrying about this and that. Oh, what's going to happen? Persecution. Worry about now. Whoever it is you're worried about all that, worry about now. Worry about the progress towards these times. Worry about building your faith up towards these times. You all worried about persecution, the RFID chip, are they going to gather you up? Worry about now. Worry about building your faith up right now. You can speak about these things, but if you ain't building your relationship up between Yahweh Shai, well, guess what? You're gonna fall victim to these things. In the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. So guess what? The elect are going to eat. Satisfied. So, you know when you eat, you're full up. That means you're satisfied. Okay? That means you're satisfied. That means you're full up. So in other words, satisfied, another word for satisfied is sustained. So in these times when people are going through the rubbish bin, seeing if there's any food, eating each other's bodies, now the elect are going to be sustained when these things come to pass. The elect are going to be looked after when these things come to pass. but the wicked shall perish. So scripture letting us know, yeah, the wicked are going to perish. Beginning with Esau, Edom, okay, and also the rest of our people as well, that are of the wicked, they're going to perish, they're going to vanish, okay. And the enemies of the Lord Yahweh shall be as fat of lambs. So when you know when you have lamb and you're cooking up and you're cooking it up, that fat, you see how it sizzles and this how the wicked are gonna, this how these other nations are gonna be. This how the wicked are gonna be. Okay. Gonna be burnt up. Okay. And they shall consume. And they shall consume it to smoke, they shall consume away. That's what's going to happen. They're going to consume, burn away, burn up. And when is this all going to happen? When World War III commences and when Yahushua makes his appearance in them chariots. Okay, which are known as IFOs. Okay. And this is what we believe. This is our hope. This is our faith. Okay. So we're done with that. Bear me just a minute. The wicked are going to be consumed like fat. Okay, let's go to Revelations 18. Or we can go to Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 50. There's a load of meat on this. 50, 51. So that 51, thus saith the Lord power, behold I will raise, okay, up against Babylon, okay. And where's Babylon? Babylon is known as America, okay. I will raise up against Babylon. And what does Babylon mean? Babel. Because it's that place of confusion, okay. Different philosophies, okay. Different ideologies. Okay, and all types of sorcery. That's why it's known as Babylon. And ancient Babylon, what did it have? Ancient Babylon had what? A different what? Different schools of thought. Okay. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of Rem that rise up against me. Who dwells in the midst of Babylon? NATO. Okay, a destroying wind. So what's that destroying wind? That destroying wind is what? They're missiles. Okay, the missiles are that destroying wind. Okay. And I will send unto Babylon furnace. Okay. So then furnace, when something's lit, what do? You fan it. Okay. So the other nations, they're gonna fan it. Okay. With what? More missiles. And it shall empty her land. So the land of America, Babylon, is gonna be emptied out. Okay. And who's gonna do that? All these other nations. Okay. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. So all these other nations are going to be against who? Babylon, America, and it says round about. So they what? They're going to circle America. Okay. And they're going to circle them with what? Their missile systems. Let's go straight to verse 6. Flee out of Babylon, the midst of Babylon. So when it says flee, does this mean you take a trip? No, it's speaking about spiritually, mentally, because Babylon, they have what? Something called influence. Babylon has a world influence. Okay? So we're saying flee out of Babylon. Okay? Mentally, spiritually. And deliver every man his soul. So how we delivered every man's soul? Through these words. Okay? This is how we're delivering every man's soul. Through the words. Okay? We're delivering you from death through these words. Be not cut off. Aye, yes. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord Jehovah's vengeance. Will he render unto her a recompense. Okay? So again, be not cut off in her iniquity, because there's going to be many great iniquities that are coming to what? America. Babylon. And we don't want to be caught up in the iniquities of America. Because to be caught up in the iniquity of America, it doesn't mean you need to be in the land of America. Why? Because America have influence on the other nations. So that's what it means, be not caught up in her iniquity. Look at the people. They're under the influence. Most of the people of this world are under the influence of America. Why do you think you got women wearing jeans? Why do you think you got women that think they got equal rights? Okay? Why do you think homosexuality is promoted? Where does this all stem from? Babylon. So Babylon has what? Major influence over the world. Okay? For this is the time of the Lord Jehovah's vengeance. So America, Babylon is going to get judged. Okay? He will render unto her a recompense. So guess what? America is going to be recompensed for what they done to the children of Israel. Okay. Verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup. Okay. And when you look at the image of the whore, which is America, what has America got? America's got that golden cup in our hand. And what's that golden cup represent? What is that wine? It's got wine in it. That represents the philosophies. Okay? So Babylon have been a golden cup. Okay? In the Lord Jehovah's hand. But made all the earth drunken. So again, like that's so you see? All the earth drunken. So does that mean everybody's pissed? No, drinking alcohol? No. That means the earth is drunken spiritually in one way, form or another by some type of philosophy. Because again, to be caught up in a philosophy, it doesn't mean you need to be caught up in a religion. You just might worship yourself. And Esau teaches that as well. Self-worship. So all these things are what? Stumbling blocks. Okay, to our people. Okay. If people think, well, to be drinking of that wine, you need to worship a philosophy. You do know some people, you have people that live to work. They live to work for Esau. That's that juice, that's that Babylon juice as well. Which we all have to work, but you have people that say, nah, I want a promotion, I want to be the highest manager. That's their ambition. That's a low level mindset. Okay? The highest level mentality you can have is seeking the kingdom. That's the highest level mentality. Bear me just a minute. But made all the earth drunken, and the nations are drunken of her wine. So all the nations are drunken of the philosophies of America. All of them. Okay? Every single one of these nations. Okay? They're pissed. Spiritually. Okay? They're under that influence. Okay? And the nations are mad. Okay, so when you're drunk, that means you're under the influence. So all these other nations, they're under the influence of America. Okay? Because they're following the ways of America, which is only going to lead to destruction. Okay? Babylon is suddenly fallen. Bear me just a minute, because really we're supposed to be going into what? Precept upon precept. Let's go to Revelations 18. Okay? Let's go to Revelations 18. This is Revelations 18. Okay? And yes, that 18. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power. Because the angels, what? They're great in power. One angel can destroy this whole earth. Okay? Having great power. And the earth was lightened with his glory. Okay? And the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen. Is fallen. Okay, which is referring to America. Because it's going to fall. But how is it going to fall? By the missile. And it's become the habitation. What's a habitation? A dwelling place. Okay? Of devils. That's what America, Babylon's going to be. It's going to be a dwelling place. Okay, of spirits. Okay? Unclean spirits. Okay? And the hold of every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So the birds are going to be dwelling there. It tells you that in Isaiah 13. Okay? For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Okay? Again, there's that word wine. All nations have drunk of that wine. Every single nation has drunken of that wine under the influence, okay, of the wrath of her fornication. Why does it say fornication? Because what? America, okay, which is that whore has committed fornication with the other nations, which what? Done deals. So spiritually, America is a whore. A dirty whore. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Okay? So the other nations, what? They've been in bed with America. Okay? All these other nations, they've been in bed with America. By taking on the ways of America. Okay? With her and committed, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay? So when it says waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, what's them delicacies? The merchandise. Iron, copper. It tells you about all that as well. Steel, okay, gold, silver. So all these nations, they have waxed rich through the abundance of their delicacies. Okay. They made a lot of money. Taiwan, China. China's been made wealthy off what? America. They're selling. Let me just a minute. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven say, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. So what? This was a warning to the children of Israel through John the Revelator, through an angel to John the Revelator, warning the children of Israel, come out of her. Come out of America. Come out of the ways of America. And only how you can do that is by what? Picking up these scriptures. And it's not referring to everybody, it's referring to what? The children of Israel. Okay? Beginning with the elect, they're going to come out of the ways of America. That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Okay? And you know sometimes it's partaker. So when it says partakers of her sins, what are now you gotta look at what are the sins of America. Okay? Same-sex marriage, LGBT, homosexuality, you name it, anything that's against the scriptures. Okay? For her sins have reached unto heaven. So how has America's sins reached unto heaven? Because what? You have something called what? The angels marking it down. Just like with Sodom and Gomorrah. How did it said the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah has come up to me? How? Because you had angels that were in the form of men that went to visit who? Abraham and Lot. So you also have angels that come in the form of men. Okay? Reward her as she rewarded you. Double unto her as she double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double. So that whole America, she filled that cup up to the double. Okay. So it's going to be rewarded unto her. You reap what you sow. And what has America sown? Nothing but wickedness. Even from the start of its establishment. Okay. Verse 7. How much hath she glorified herself and lived deliciously? Because America's been living deliciously for some time. America's been living good. Okay. So how much has she lived deliciously? Okay. And how does America live deliciously? Through the other nations. Okay. So much torment and sorrow give her. So when we're thinking about torment and sorrow, what's that? Misery. So America's going to be given a lot of what? Misery. Okay, a lot of torment and a lot of sorrow. Okay, bear me just a minute. This is what's going to come to America. A whole lot of sorrow. A whole lot of death. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen. Okay? And that's that pride. And what's another word for queen? Another word for queen is what? A whore. Okay? Someone that gets around. Okay? I sit a queen, and I am no widow and shall see no sorrow. So that's the pride of America. America thinks they're not going to see any type of sorrow. Okay? That's the mindset of America. Okay? But America is going to see sorrow. And that soil's going to come what? By means of what? The missiles. Okay? Hitting Babylon. Okay? Therefore shall her place come in one day. Death, mourning, and destruction. That's what's going to come. Death, mourning, and also destruction. Okay? Mourning and famine shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Jehovah who judgeth her. So America, Babylon's going to be judged. And it's going to be judged by what? Their missiles. Okay? Them ICBMs. Okay? Going to be a great judgment coming upon the land of Babylon. Okay? And the kings of the earth who have lived deliciously with her, okay, shall bewail her and lament for her, okay? They shall bewail her and lament for her, and they shall see the smoke of her burning. Why? Because now they're not able to make what? Money. America's a cash cow. America's really a cash cow of the world. Not Britain. Okay? America is that cash cow. Okay? So all the other nations, they're going to be wailing, they're going to be crying. You know? They're going to be wailing over America. So they're not able to make what their fold did, their money. Okay? Standing afar off for the fear of her torment. Okay? The fear of her torment. And that's what's coming to Babylon. Nothing but torment. Saying alas, alas. Another word for alas is woe. Another word for alas is grief. So there's going to be much grief. That great city, Babylon. That mighty city. For in 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. That's what it's going to take. 1 single hour until Babylon's done. Is that judgment come? Okay? 1 hour. Babylon's going to be done. 1 hour. That's why Yahweh, what did he tell us? To watch. For you neither know what day, what hour your Lord doth come. Okay? And all the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So now let's go back to Jeremiah. Okay. Go back to Jeremiah. So we're back on Jeremiah 51. Right? This is Jeremiah 51 and 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen. Okay? And destroyed. So it's a suddenly. Okay? All of a sudden. Okay? And destroyed. Okay? That's why it says when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. See, Esau, he's stroking you back to sleep. We would, where was I? No, I was on verse 9. Yeah, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen. Okay, and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. What do you take balm for? Healing pains. Okay, if so she may be healed. Why does it say if so? Because America ain't going to be healed. Okay? That's why it says take balm for her. And what's balm for? Balm is for healing pains. Healing balm. Okay. But America ain't gonna be healed. America ain't gonna be revived. Okay. Once America's speaking out, that's it. But she is not healed. Okay. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. So there ain't gonna be no revival. There's nothing you can do. Okay. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. And see how this correlates with Revelation 18. Everybody's going to go to their own country. Okay? Where they came from. So they're not going to be what? Making money anymore. They're not going to be able to what? Make their fold anymore. Okay? Okay? Let us go everyone into his own country. So all these nations, they're going to return back to their own country. Okay? And do their business there. Right now, this shows you America, everybody's just using her. That's why America's known as the whore. Everybody's just using her. Okay? Sleeping with her. Okay? So, even with reading this would give you a more of an understanding on buying and selling, merchandise, trading, import, export. This will give you a better understanding. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and it's lifted up. Okay? This is the same account that John the Revelator was speaking of, but this is Jeremiah speaking. It was the same thing they saw, but it was just written slightly differently. That's all. But Jeremiah and John the Revelator, that was the same vision. So when you read Jeremiah 51, okay, and Revelation 18, it's equating to the same thing. Okay? It's equating to the same exact thing.